Good morning. It's Wednesday, and I just passed the bottle bank. I always think of Alan when I run past the bottle bank. Not sure why. I think he was quite keen to visit the bottle bank until he realized that the bottles were empties. It's where I take back the occasional soft drink can, empty wine bottle, beer cans, beer bottles for cash. I have a very strong wind behind me at the moment. This episode of the Running Jackal podcast will be probably a little shorter than usual, as I started my recording about a minute ago, which reminded me to start my chrono. One of the reasons this episode might be a little short is because I have not left myself really enough real estate. I'm not sure about that. Today is supposed to be a cutback day. Apparently I'm halfway to my goal. 5 kilometers in on a 10-point something run. Just coming up on Saanich Road. After this it'll be pretty quiet for a while. The other reason that today's show might be a little short is because I have a pretty much guaranteed to be a long show on Sunday. I'm wearing my earbuds at the moment, and you probably heard the resonance in my empty cranium of that last announcement. Today I found out that we can now download entire episodes from Spreaker to listen to offline. Good news for anybody without access to iTunes. I used to have access to iTunes, but that was probably 2 or 3 mobile devices ago. Since then, I have changed my password a few times and cannot remember my iTunes password. I know I could probably reinstate myself, but I really don't think I want to. I have suspicions about the Apple organization. I am 6 minutes ahead of my pace today, so I will probably do some hiking quite soon when I start to hit some of the steeper climbs. Hello. An intrepid cyclist out today. The pavement is dry, but there are some icy patches where some lame brains have either been washing their cars or pressure washing their driveways. Sub-zero temperatures, not a good idea. Coming up on Darwin Avenue, where I will turn left and head towards Tattersall Drive, which leads me right the way to the golf course. Alright, this outing is dedicated to shopping. I am planning to buy some basic groceries today at Fairways. Not being able to cycle has really upped the ante on my running activities. I have decided for the year to excuse me, include some energetic walking into my 10 hours a week. I'm not talking about strolling or walking the dog or stuff like that. I'm talking about concerted, continuous activity. I mean, let's face it, this particular moment in time, I am including as part of my 10 hours, even though I'm only traveling at about 12 minutes per kilometer. So, if I'm including walk breaks in my overall scheme of running, then I see no reason why I shouldn't include walking as an activity. Time on one's feet is what it's all about. As I get older, more of my my workouts will be hikes. I can anticipate this. Excuse me. It's pretty cold. My nose is running a fair bit, but not really enough to warrant stopping and blowing. I think technically it's referred to as nasal drip. It's the cold air hitting the mucous membrane of my nose, and my nose protecting itself from cracking and drying. Alright, crossing Saanich Road for the second time. Okay, so I have a bit of downhill now. Hello. I will just keep quiet and enjoy the free speed that I'm getting, the effortless acceleration that gravity is giving me. Now I'm going up again. Pretty soon I'll be crossing Quadro Street for the second time. Hello. Alright, I hiked this little bit. Yeah, I'm more than 6 minutes ahead of my pace, which is good in a way, but I do have a race on Sunday, which at the moment looks as if it might be the mildest day of this week, but for the reason that we have been so cold the last few days is because there has not been a cloud in the sky, which means that at night the temperature drops precipitously. This new feature of Spreaker will be useful for me when I'm in Spain. I will be able to catch up with all my podcast listening without having to sit in Eddie's bar. which becomes quite expensive. After a while of listening, I am obliged to buy yet another beer, which means that the free Wi-Fi is not quite so free anymore. Hello. Hi.
There.
That woman was jogging with her stroller and child and dog. She 6 minutes 5 seconds ahead. She wanted to take advantage of me stopping the traffic on a side street by crossing at the same time. Yeah, the 8-kilometer 5-mile race on Sunday is one that I have done, I don't know, maybe 8 times, 4 or 5 times as a competitor, and 3 or 4 times as sweep runner. I have recorded this one a few times, I believe, once, maybe twice, so there might well be a precedent. To this recording on Sunday. There will be a previous version of the Harriers 8K. I think that day I was, in fact, sweeping the race, which meant that I spent a long time walking with the last competitor. One of the functions of a sweep runner is to notify the marshals on the street crossings of when the last runner has passed through, so they can pack up. So they can pack up their particular position and head back for the warmth of the Saanich Fairgrounds, where the race is being hosted. We have a large hall there that we use for the food. If I time this right, the light will change just as I get to Quadra Street, and then I can start running again. Yep, here we go. Thank you. I'm just thanking the guy that pressed the pedestrian button. So this event is not really a race for me. As I alluded to, it's more of a schmooze fest. Schmoozing is where you go to chat with hundreds of friends. I believe it's a Yiddish word, like schlep and schmatter. I guess most North Americans would understand those 3 words. once again, this is proving to be another no sweat run. Which probably gives you an idea of how much effort I'm not putting in to this run. Another walk section. So this is the top, almost the top of Tattersall Drive. Five minutes, 10 seconds ahead at around the 7-kilometer mark. Meaning I have about 3 more to do. I will check on my chrono, bearing in mind that I had just over a minute of leader into this episode before I pressed my chrono. So I think I'm up to about 22, maybe 23 minutes, which is good. Hello. Hi. Thank you. A couple of young lads delivering the Saanich news. The UPS truck just flagged me through. The other nice thing about being able to listen offline is that now I can listen to some of the shows that I used to have to listen to at home while I'm running, which means that I will have way more time to catch up with everybody. I used to have to go to bed early just so that I could have 2 hours or so of uninterrupted listening before I fell asleep some days. But I have disciplined myself a little more. Crossing over Blenkinsop Road, Tattersall Drive. Tattersall Drive cuts this road in half. One side of it is Blenkinsop up to the top, and going down the other side is Maplewood. It's a very English thing. The same road has more than one name, depending on what section you're on. Very soon I'll be running past the ducks at King's Pond, which reminds me, one of the suggestions that I made to my friends on the Seeker podcast, Friends of the Seeker podcast, that we should maybe feature ducks this week. I already took a very nice picture of a couple of mallards. Seeing as I have my good camera, I think I will take advantage of this. Plus, I have the autopause feature activated, which means that any stop that I make will not negatively impact my pace. Two pictures coming up. One of the golf course without snow, and one of the ducks in the distance. And now the video of the ducks. So just around where that woman is now is where I will be clear of ducks. Hi. Look at them all. They look cold today. See them all? We're walking on the ice. Hello. Okay, so there you go, workout resumed. Not quite, lady. Let me just put my camera away. Remembering to cinch up the toggle so it doesn't clack. Up to 28 minutes. Alright, off I go again. Still 5 minutes ahead. I guess that's what the autopause does. Any break in the workout is stop, and that stops the clock. Another reason I'm using the autopause is that I've noticed because of my worn out iPhone 4S, every time I get a temperature shock, the phone battery goes into panic mode and shuts the device down. So now, when I actually finish my workout, I won't have to clutch the phone out from inside my warm, well, barely warm sweatshirt, thus avoiding that temperature shock. The workout will pause until I'm inside the store. I don't know quite what it is with me, but it's almost like I have to record twice a week. It's not a hardship. It's not really a hardship. It is more of the journeyman approach to everything I do. Constant repetition leads to, not to perfection, but to improving. Excuse me again. To improving one's skills, be it running, swimming, cycling, podcasting. You learn by doing, and you learn probably more from your mistakes. There will be a lot of learning going on when I'm in Spain. I will have to relearn the noble art of recording with my phone and not my trusty Sony. Even though I'm taking it with me, there are times when I can use the Sony for recording. But I will have to transcribe. I will have to transpose, not transcribe. Transcribe, I think, is only where it's written data you're transferring. Transcribing is written. Transposing is just repositioning, I guess. This is wind once again, and there's these big icy patches where there have been major spills of water, probably man-made. One of the patches that I noticed just there was almost certainly snow melting off a car. Somebody wanted to warm up their car before they drove off, and the car was probably covered in snow. So the snow ended up melting onto the ice-cold pavement beneath the car, leaving a beautiful ice patch the shape of a car. All right. Last little bit of running. 35 minutes recorded. So from here, I will say bye bye for Wednesday.